All right, good morning, everyone. This is the detention docket for the 323rd District Court for Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021. Comply with the Texas Supreme Court Emergency Order number 33 related to the coronavirus. We are not conducting in-person proceedings. However, we are on Zoom as an alternative to comply with the Open Courts Act provision of the Texas Constitution. We are broadcasting these proceedings on YouTube so the public has meaningful access to what occurs in a public courtroom while it is closed during the pandemic. Would like to let everyone know that this is still a court proceeding. People are expected to behave appropriately for court. That means please be dressed appropriately and behave appropriately. Do not be laying down, do not be consuming alcohol, do not use the restroom or take showers or things that I don't understand why I have to remind people. Please also do not have a moving background or like being in a vehicle or walking around or on the jogging trail. And if you are not an officer of the court, you are expected to have your camera on. So if you're an officer of the court, you know who you are. All right. Lauren Simeon, the name's familiar. Is she with CPS? Do we have CPS coming on one of these cases?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for Jeremiah.
Okay. What about Anna Cortez? No, that must be a parent. Okay, well, if you're late to court, you're late to court. All right, so let's see. We'll go ahead and start. I believe the Tarrant County Jail is having elevator issues, so we're going to defer on Mr. McDaniel until he gets here. Jeremiah Colon.
Your Honor, this is the one that CPS is involved in.
Well, Ms. Simeon, just so you know, next, I almost didn't let you in. If they didn't know your name, I wouldn't have, because if you can put like CPS or DFPS or OCK by your name in Zoom, that way I'll just let you enter. Otherwise, you're just relying on the good graces of others to remember you. All right, Mr. Colon. Jeremiah Colon. For the third time, Jeremiah Colon. Okay, well, Ms. Rojas, can you call to attention, let them know they're late to court?
Oh, it looks like somebody just popped on the screen.
Yes, sit down.
Is that Jeremiah?
Yes.
Okay, why are we late?
That's Kim, we just finished a UA on him. He is clean on everything.
So when did you come in?
Yesterday.
All right, so why are we just giving you a UA this morning?
I just got the notification a little while ago.
No, I'm asking Ms. Rojas.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we need to figure this out. He's supposed to get the UA upon entry, and then I'm not understanding why we're administering the UA at 10:30 in the morning when detention hearings are supposed to start the day after he gets here. Okay. Jeremiah, it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Jeremiah, given this case, I'm going to be a little discreet on this one. You're 15 years old. You're currently, you have pending cases for serious offenses. March of last year, you were referred for a case. There's investigation. The police found you around the corner and they arrested you and brought over here. March 27th, 2 weeks later, we released you on electronic monitor. And then in July, CPS removed you from your father's home. Father said you continue to misbehave. And then yesterday, Ms. Simeon called us, say you ran away from placement in Camp Worth. And you called the RTC from Wichita Falls and provided an address, and they could not find you. So we issued a warrant for you on January 29th. Ms. Rojas, how was he brought in?
Fort Worth PD picked him up. It's my understanding that he was with a companion and they were at the Winco store. I believe there was some shoplifting taking place. He wasn't referred in for the shoplifting. He just got referred in for the DTA. So he got picked up at the Winco.
All right, Jeremiah, we released you, but the condition of the release was for you to be where you're supposed to be. If you're running away, going to different counties, then I'm concerned. If I let you go, you're gonna run away again and not appear for court. These are real serious offenses. All right, Jeremiah, I see your hand is raised. If you have a question for me, I don't mind answering. And your attorney, Ms. Keenan, I think she's okay with you asking me a question. But if you want to tell me something, I'm pretty sure she does not want you to tell me anything. All right, so Jeremiah, do you have a question for me or do you want to tell me something?
I'm gonna tell you something.
Okay, your attorney does not want you, Ms. Keenan, am I right? You don't want him to tell me anything?
That is correct, Your Honor. Yeah,
Jeremiah?
Jeremiah, I will be hollering at you back when we get back into or after this hearing.
Okay, yeah, Jeremiah, the reason why this is not a trial, this is not about whether you did something or not. I'm just looking at, if I release you, I need to decide whether to release you or not, if you're a danger to yourself, to others, or if you're not likely to appear for court. If you've run away, I think you're likely to not appear for court. Okay, that's all this is about right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go and detain you, but your attorney will call you. All right. I don't want you to put yourself in a spot. All right. I don't want you to say anything. A DA is listening and taking notes to everything that you say. So I'm just trying to help you out. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Jeremiah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next we have Jackie, the master. We have Kelvin McDaniel in the Tarrant County Jail. Oh, here it is. On top of it.
He's on your way, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, just bring him in wherever you can. We'll go to the next one while we're waiting.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Jaka Livingston. Mr. Livingston?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days. I'm deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have the right to remain silent. I'm sorry, you have the right to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Ms. Hemrick is your attorney. All right, Jaka, this is the case. Yesterday we were here. We were going to do a plea, but I rejected the plea. I didn't think probation was appropriate in your case. This is the one with a home invasion where somebody got shot. Do we have a parent here for Mr. Livingston?
Yes, Your Honor, she's here.
Which one's the parent?
Lakeisha.
Oh, Lakeisha. Hello, Lakeisha. All right. So there's a home invasion robbery. Somebody got shot when they didn't give enough money. And so I guess there were 3 of you, one of them, including a child that's currently on probation out of here. But Mr. Livingston, I feel like you'd be a danger to yourself and the community if I was to release you. I'm going to go ahead and detain you while your attorney tries to work out another deal that the court will approve. If she cannot work out a deal that I find acceptable for the community, then there'll just be a trial for the jury to decide what would be appropriate for you, or for me to decide on my own without your agreement. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Livingston.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
I just got noticed like a few minutes ago that his case has been reset for the 16th at 9:30.
Okay, great. Did you hear that, Jeremiah? Jaka?
Gotcha.
Did you hear that, Jaka?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Hamrick. Aaron Ortiz, I'm sorry, Kelvin McDaniel. I believe, no, he still is not here yet. All right, Aaron Ortiz. All right, Mr. Ortiz, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing, but the law says, well, actually, so I'm deciding whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I release you, or I'm sorry, if I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and Mr. Beaver is your attorney. All right, Mr. Beaver, you requested this detention hearing. For what purpose?
Your Honor, I believe that at the last hearing we had that he was detained only because we were waiting for an evaluation. The evaluation was completed on Monday afternoon. And when I spoke with Mr. Martinez Ortiz yesterday, he was still at 1 outstanding. He had been at 1 outstanding, I believe, since the first time he was able to get to that level. And so that's why I requested the hearing today.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Mr. Nava, why is he only level 1 acceptable?
Says he received an infraction for using profanity and being out of uniform yesterday.
Out of uniform, do you have more details about out of uniform?
I can only imagine if it's related to maybe mask or he wasn't wearing an appropriate shirt, but I can call detention just to get more clarification on that.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry. I was just trying to avoid any situation. He'd been in here all this time. So to, I guess, relieve the burden to the county as well as Mr. Martinez. That's why I requested the hearing.
All right, no, I understand. Aaron, you're 17. You're supposed to be setting an example. You understand that at 17, if you're not level 1 on standing, I'll consider transferring you to the downtown jail, right?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes?
one of the detention staff members just sent me a text about it. He said his shirt wasn't tucked in and he was sagging his pants.
Oh, sagging his pants.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nava, does he have gang affiliation?
I don't believe so.
And Your Honor, we were close to a disposition on his case. In the hearing, it came up that there may have been concerns about his fitness to proceed.
I see that.
I've been in contact with the doctor and she has made her opinion. And so we're scheduled for, I guess, another disposition, I believe on the 17th. unless
So
I'm
she
mistaken.
found him fit to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. One thing that she did mention was that he does seem to respond better in Spanish as opposed to English. And I guess there was the limited comprehension of more complicated language or vocabulary. And keeping in mind the judge's policy, the court's policy, I was trying to avoid a situation where he would be sent over to the adult facility. And so that was another reason why I scheduled this as when I thought it was appropriate.
Well, Ms. Beaver, sometimes you can't save the children from themselves. Again, Aaron, right now I'm trying to decide whether I keep you here and give you a chance to get to level 1 outstanding and release you, or if I just send you downtown where they don't even have behavior levels and you just stay there till your case is done. Mr. Nava, do you know where the restitution is coming from?
I believe on 2 of the offenses.
Oh, stole money out of the closet.
Yes, sir.
Aaron, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead. I mean, I'm not gonna deal with the shenanigans because I know if it's like non-uniform compliance, sagging your pants, so on, they told you over and over again, pull your pants up. It's not like it happened once and they decided that they're gonna write you up for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer you downtown. I'm also gonna let you know that there's $615 in restitution on this case. Mom, I'm actually okay. You get the restitution to our juvenile probation department, so it's sitting there. Now, all of it may not go to the victim, but just so it's there available if it needs to be, I'm going to release him to downtown jail. I mean, he's 17 now. There's only so much I can do. But if you want to get the money to the restitution so it's available for the disposition of the case, I'll let him out of the Tarrant County Jail. Okay? Mom, does Mom understand English, or do you have to?
She understands Spanish, Your Honor. I can translate that to her afterwards, or if you want me to do it right now.
Yep. So, Aaron, this is your own fault. I mean, I don't even know why. You understand when you're 17, you're here because we have a deal that you'll behave, and I'll let you stay here at Kimbo. But if you're gonna cause problems and set a bad example for the other kids here, then I'm just gonna send you downtown. All right? And you knew that. You knew that coming up when they warned you. They gave you plenty of chances. Thank you, Aaron. Next, we have Aiden.
Señor Ortiz, me espera allá afuera.
Gracias.
Yeah, well, if he deposits restitution here, so it's being held, then yeah, I'll release him downtown. Aiden Moore, are you Aiden?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When the kid's brought into our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have appointed Ms. Hopkins as your attorney for today. I don't think she can make it. Ms. Jacobson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Jacobson is going to fill in for your attorney today. All right, so Aiden, let's see, you're 15 years old. You're on, okay, you were on probation for assault of a public servant, which you successfully completed. Before that, you had probation for assault causing bodily injury, which you successfully completed. And then now, Altum City brought you in. The school resource officer was asked to come to the main office since you were agitated. Your mom was there and the school administrator. You were cussing at everyone. Mom told you to stop cussing. You grabbed your mother's arm, leaving red marks and causing her pain. Officer told you you're gonna be arrested, and you said, F you, don't effing touch me. Another officer came, then you tried to leave the room. When they stopped you, you began to resist, fell to the ground. You were kicking, swinging his arms, scratched one of the officers in the arm, causing a 6-inch scratch that was bleeding. So they had to tase you, and they were brought over here. All right, so Mom, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me what's going on. There's a bigger issue here with Aiden, isn't there?
Yes, sir. This has been going on a long time. The physical aggression, Haltom City is called frequently for him running away.
I'm not asking so much history. Like, what's the underlying issue? Does he have mental health issues?
Yes, sir.
Was he diagnosed with?
Obsessive defiant disorder, reactive attachment disorder, bipolar 1, ADHD.
Is he on medication?
Yes, sir. And he does take it. We get him therapy. He sees the psych doctor. He is very capable and knowledgeable of coping skills. He just refuses to use them.
Right. So, I mean, he's controlling the narrative. Like, it's his world. We just live in it, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Was he on his medication yesterday?
Yes, sir.
I understand. When's the last time you saw a doctor?
A few weeks ago. He sees her monthly.
Oh, okay. Was the prescription adjusted?
No, sir. The medication works fine. It's just defiance, blatant defiance.
Mom, I have a question because you obviously know your son better than anybody else. Are you dad or stepdad?
Stepdad.
Stepdad, all right. So, Mom, you know your son, and stepdad, you know him better than I do. So, he's been on probation for assaultive offenses, and he successfully completed probation. So, why is it that he seems to behave as long as he's on probation? As soon as he's off, he picks up a new case. That's what the history looks like.
Well, I mean, he's come at me before, thrown furniture, grabbed a knife. I mean, he seems to be skating by using his mental health issues as a reason. He was told Sunday by a Haltom City police officer, if he puts his hands on me, he's going. I'm tired of this.
Right. No, I understand. Well, it's your son, and
we're all trying to help him. He's not trying to help himself.
No, I get it. All right. So, Aiden, obviously, your experiences of probation, you haven't learned anything from them, and you aren't improving yourself, and you're not rehabilitated. And so I'm just going to let you know things probably don't look very good for you because we've given you chances on probation, and whatever we can do here in the community is not working. So you may need something more intensive. I don't know if it's going to be a placement or if it's going to be TJJD, but you have to understand that we're trying, but if you're not going to make changes in your process, then you're giving us very few options. So at this point, I'm going to detain you, all right, because I feel like you're a danger to yourself and to others. And also, Stephanie, let's go ahead and set this one fairly quick. I mean, I think we can just do an adjudication disposition pretty quickly. Make sure Ms. Hopkins knows that we're going to fast track this one, right? But at this point, hopefully we can make positive changes to Nathan's life.
Can we get him a drug test, Judge?
Oh, if you would like.
Already did.
I gave him one yesterday morning and he, just a urine test, and he tested positive for marijuana, but
Oh, okay.
it was just
Oh.
at home. So I'd like to see, what a
Good, Mom.
level one.
Mommy already did.
Mom, thank you for letting us know. So, Ms.
You're
Guerrero, let's go ahead and give him a hair follicle test, and we'll go back 6 months.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll know what's going on. Okay. But we did, Mom, just so you know, we gave him a drug test. Should have been yesterday when he came in, and he tested clean. So his use was probably just, it was right at the tail end of it when you gave him the test, and it's metabolized out of his system.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. But we'll find out about the hair follicle test, and we'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Guerrero. Ladarian Bailey. Oh, no, we have an inmate here from jail, right? Let's go and do the inmate first. All right, Mr. McDaniel, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case, deciding whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're in custody. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Your attorney, Mr. Green, I believe, is present. Good morning, Mr. Green.
Morning, Your Honor.
So, Mr. McDaniel, you're 17, almost 18. You're downtown, so I guess you've had problems here at Kimbo. Let's see, back in November, North Hills police found a car leaving an automotive shop after hours. Followed, let's see, vehicle did not yield, made a U-turn, fled the police while the lights and sirens were on, went over 100 miles an hour. Vehicle tried to turn, missed the turn, hit the culvert, and 3 people got out. All ran into the Honda dealership. So all suspects were located, placed in custody. One was Kelvin McDaniel, who I guess was on probation for a serious offense. Okay, there was also a gun in the car. Very good. All right. Oh, so this all happened immediately after you got probation, and we didn't even get you intake. Mr. Jones, are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, did we give him a drug test when he re-entered here on the DTA?
He never came to JPD, Your Honor.
Oh, he went straight to downtown. Okay.
Yes.
All right. What is this? Do we know what the status of his adult case is?
Your Honor, we had a determinant sentence hearing on him earlier this morning.
Right.
This is the case we discussed with you. We have probably a plea bargain worked out with the DAs downtown, which we could do here in juvenile.
This is the one. Now you jog my memory. Thank you, Mr. Green. All right. Do we have a parent here for Mr. McDaniel?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Hello. Okay. Well, Mr. McDaniel, considering how quickly you were picked up for a new offense after you got probation, I'm deeply concerned about the safety of the community. I'm just going to go ahead and detain you. Hopefully your case works out pretty soon. All right. Thank you. All right. At this point, I can turn the docket over to Judge Porter, and I will resume for the child that is under 14. Thank you, Judge Porter.
Thank you, Judge Kim. All right, Mr. Akpan. You Mr. Akpan?
Yes, Judge.
Good morning. Hey, how are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. Good to see you again.
Mr. Akpan, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Ms. YYYYY, is here. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you engaged in delinquent conduct sufficient to warrant your detention. You're level 3 confined in the back. Okay, so what does your level need to be before I can even begin the conversation with you of considering your release?
I know.
All right, it's not there, so I'm going to order that you be detained. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Mrs. Awihe.
I be excused.
Yes, ma'am. Good to see you.
Thank you, Judge.
William Beasley. Are you Mr. Beasley?
Sir.
All right, Mr. Beasley, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Mr. Adler, is here. I will note that you have been level 1-0 since this morning. However, you're already on probation, and the gravity of the underlying offense which brought you into detention this most recent time, give me pause. I think that if I were to release you at this point, because you've only been level 1-0 for half a day, that you would be a danger to the community if I were to release you today. So on that basis, I'm going to order that you continue to be detained. Continue to maintain level 1-0 for a longer period, and it might give me reason to rethink that decision. All right? Thank you, Mr. Beasley.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Adler. Alexis Clark.
I'm here.
Hey, Alexis, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm leaving tomorrow.
All right. All right. That's what I was going to ask. Just the formalities. My name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention, you have to be detained. If you're detained, you have to see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Your attorney, Mr. Berger, is here. I'm the one who approved the agreed placement at Mingus Mountain. You're headed there tomorrow. You ready to go?
Yeah, they're supposed to be coming to get me during the afternoon.
All right.
I'm on a whole plane tomorrow, sir. Not a half a plane, a whole plane.
Wow. Have you been talking to is it mom and grandmother?
It's just my grandma right now.
Okay. Those conversations going okay?
Yeah,
Well, go to Mingus Mountain. Make us all proud, okay?
I will.
All right. I'm going to order that you be detained, but you understand this formality. Have a great experience out there. We're all wishing the really best for you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Alexis.
Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Berger. All right. Michael Anthony Cortez. All right. Are you Mr. Cortez?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cortez, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Mr. Adler, is here. Do you see him on the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Cortez, the court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you engaged in delinquent conduct sufficient to warrant your initial detention. One of those referrals is for aggravated robbery that involved the use of a firearm. I first will congratulate you on being level 1-0 since the 23rd. That is not hard to do. You need to keep doing that. But anytime there's a gun offense, that just gives me a little bit of pause, and it takes me a little bit longer to be convinced that it's safe for you to go back to the community. I'm not there yet, but you keep doing what you're doing, and it gives me a stronger reason to reconsider that, okay? All right, so I'm going to order that you be detained, but keep being a leader in the back for me, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry, I didn't understand.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Adler.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge.
Christian Mays. All right, are you Mr. Mays?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mays, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Mr. Masick, is here. You're level 3, unacceptable in the back. So you know what I got to do today, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why do I got to do it?
Level 3.
Yeah, what's it need to be?
1-0.
All right. You have a hearing before me tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right. I have one question too.
Make sure it's a question. Is it a question?
Yes, sir. I was just trying to get like a call with my attorney.
I'll
Mr.
give him a call, Your Honor,
All
right after this, all right?
Awesome,
And
guys.
mom, please.
And Mom too as well.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mays. Stop using profanity. All right. Aldo. Artemo Solis Cavillo. All right. Do you prefer Mr. Solis, Mr. Cavillo, or Solis Calvillo?
I prefer Solis.
All right, Mr. Solis. My name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Mr. Adler, is here. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you engaged in delinquent conduct sufficient to warrant your initial detention. Sir, what is your level in the back?
Today I'm a 3U.
Uh-huh. What does you mean?
Excuse me.
What does you mean?
I don't know. They tell me.
Unacceptable. Okay, what is your level supposed to be before I can begin to have that conversation on whether or not to release you?
Well, no.
What does O stand for?
Outstanding.
Exactly. So what do I got to do today? Detain you, right? Why do I got to do it? Because if you can't behave in detention, I know you can't behave out at home, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you can begin to show that you can prove that you can behave yourself in detention, that gives me the reason to believe that you might be able to behave at home. But if you can't behave in detention, I know you won't behave at home, right?
Yes, sir.
So what do you got to do?
Be one outstanding.
There we go. All right. As for today, Mr. Solis, I'm going to order that you be detained. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to Judge Kim. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Judge.
great rest of your day.
Thank you, Judge Porter. Okay, so up to this point, these proceedings have been broadcast on YouTube to give public meaningful access. However, Texas Family Code Chapter 54.08C states that when a child is under 14 years of age, that the court proceedings are presumed to be closed to the public unless the court finds that the interests of the child, the interests of the public are better served by opening the proceedings. Unable to make that finding, I'm now discontinuing the YouTube broadcast. Again, no portion of this detention hearing may be copied, recorded, or published. Violations are punishable by contempt of court. Wait for 20 seconds for the tape delay. Update.